Good morning. I am warming up, having my coffee and a couple of macaroons. These are the easiest and the tastiest macaroons I think I've ever made. There was no intimidation factor. They didn't spread like in a gardener's recipe. I think the key is mixing them all together and fine chopping the coconut. So that was really easy. I'm really enjoying the fragrance and the flavor of orange zest. You cannot see it, but you could certainly taste it. It's really quite tasty. I left them out uncovered on the stovetop overnight, so they are nice and hardy. They're not hard, but they definitely, whatever moisture was left, so you could see just a tiny little bit, because there's really no oil in there. It's 3 egg yolks. Well, there's oil in the coconut, so that's probably enough. So nothing stuck. That was, I don't know why I kept thinking I needed to use parchment paper when I have my reusable non-stick mats. And those are fabulous deal. I think I got both of them for $13 shipped. I'll include a link. I'll include a link in the recipe video as well. So I decided to just cut out this little mirror and the coupon and put that in my file effects so I don't forget, because the sale starts on Sunday. And I still have to figure out what to get for our niece. She's turning 8 on Sunday. I know that her parents are getting her an American Girls doll, so I'm thinking maybe I should pick up some patterns so I can make clothes with her. She can pick out the pattern, the fabrics, and we can make clothes together. I think the American Girls are 18-inch dolls. So I'm going to do a little research during lunch to see what kind of patterns are available. Now, I don't sew, but I'm always willing to take up a new challenge. Well, when I say I don't sew, I have a sewing machine. I know how to mend. I fix Polly's uniforms all the time. Although, you would think I'd fix my own sweatshirt. It's so sad. I don't have green thread. So, maybe I'll fix that. Because I love this sweatshirt. It's like, you could see how well loved it is. But because it's a tall men's sweatshirt, it's long enough on me. Because I have, like, these orangutan arms. Anyway, at least that's how I refer to them. And it's been confirmed by others. I have long arms and legs, so I wear tall clothing. I'm almost 6 feet tall, that's why. Anyway, totally sidetracked. So I'm thinking maybe picking up some shoes for the doll, because that's the one thing that we can't make. I don't know. I might talk to my sister again, because it's kind of getting down to the wire, because I think we're going to see them on Sunday, although her sleepover is the following weekend. But it's not like I'm going to come to the sleepover. Hello. Old. Although I remember a sleepover I had. I think I was 13. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, so I don't have anything specific on the agenda for today. I'm sorry I didn't share my to-do list yesterday because I crossed everything off of it. I tossed it and totally forgot to share it. I know I said at one point, let me go get it, and I went and got it and looked at it, and I should have shared it at that point. So I'll try to do better today. All the animals except the big girls in the coop have been fed. I have to go out and see them, but I have to bring them some fresh water because it was freezing overnight, and hopefully they huddled in together. Today is garbage only, not recycling. That was last week. They alternate our pickups for recycling every 2 weeks, and we quite happily fill up our bin, and our bin is exactly the same size as the garbage bin. But I do have to get the garbage around the house, so I'm thinking if it warms up this afternoon and I can keep the garage door open, which I'm hoping because I think it's supposed to be in the mid-50s, I'm going to clean out the coop outside, and hopefully it's 37 right now, but I think it's supposed to be in the mid-50s. I think I have just enough shavings to refill their coop, and then we'll have to pick up some more shavings over the weekend. Because while it was chilly outside, even though they're in the garage and they had a heat lamp up until we got the girls the chicks a couple of days ago, They had a heating lamp in there, so they were nice and cozy, but building up a layer on the floor of the coop actually protected them so they didn't get drafts. And it's a drafty place, although it's warmer and less drafty in the garage in the coop than in the coop itself. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on kind of quickly, or that's what I have on the agenda today. I've not decided what to have for lunch, for dinner, but if I can make it to the produce place, I was thinking of picking up some apples and making harosa, which is a haroset. I'll confirm what the correct pronunciation. I don't know, I just had a brain fart. It's the honey apple nut mixture that is a traditional Seder plate item. I have bitter herb, I have egg, I don't have a lamb shank. Who has a lamb shank randomly? Although I know that they're available at the grocery store around the holidays. And then tomorrow is fish and chips at the lodge. We've already obligated to go, so I'm not making dinner tomorrow night. And I did ask Polly what he would like for Easter, and his request was ham and scalloped potatoes, so I'll be making that. And you know what? Maybe I should try biscuits tonight, because I have a container of buttermilk, and biscuits call for buttermilk, although you're not supposed to use flour or leavened bread during Passover, but I've not been a good Jew. I really haven't. Although there's my attempt at redemption, one of the chocolate macaroons. There's no leavening agents in there. I should just keep matzah meal on hand, because you could do all sorts of things with it. I don't know. I think I'm just flailing around in my brain. I'm thinking maybe I should make some matzo ball soup. Oh, maybe, there you go. Maybe I'll just make some matzo ball soup. I have a mix. It's a Manischewitz mix. Not from scratch. But we'll see. Yeah, I better stop now before I get any more rambly. Be back. Okay, I'm trying to keep my promises. There's my to-do list. Coffee, chicks, water, food, paper change, cat feed, refill food, dog, fresh water, refill food, put away clean dishes, pack macaroons for mom, dad, and my sister's family, plan dinner, maybe matzo ball soup, which I'll show you in a sec, mix chicken food, toss trash from coop, which I already did, bring up garbage from the basement. I have to do, and I need to do it sooner than later, because I tend to get lazier in the afternoon. A fault I know about myself. Once you know your own fault, you could try to work around it. Gather garbage from the bathroom's office, go through the fridge, produce drawers, leftovers, and do nails. I have other stuff that I'm going to obviously add, but I can always use the backside. So, matzo ball soup. This is the Manischewitz matzo ball soup mix, and it was $2.89, but I got it on sale. Go ahead and make your jokes you want. My husband makes them all the time, and I've given him permission to make jokes about me being cheap, which I'm not really cheap. Frugal and cheap are two different things. I don't cheap out, but I do like to save. Who doesn't like to save? Why would you want to spend more money when you can spend less? Particularly on things that you want. Quick pet peeve. The proliferation of couponing is wonderful. However, if anyone's ever watched those extreme couponing shows, I think there's at least 2 that I know of. Majority, like I would say over 90%, are coupons of items that I would not consume. Sports drinks, sodas. It's not exactly produce items, fresh. It's preserved food. So I'm not a monstrous fan, nor do I have an opportunity or a space to stockpile an entire, 10 by 10 lockers worth of toilet paper. We do buy in bulk certain things like toilet paper, paper towels, maybe dishwashing liquid, those kind of things. But everything else, we live in a small house. It's just the 2 of us. I don't feel the need to have giant things. On occasion, if I see a bulk item that I know we all enjoy, our family, my husband and I, my parents, my sister's family, like if there is a spectacular deal at, let's say, Restaurant Depot, for split chicken breasts where you have to buy 10 pounds, we'll buy it and we'll split it between the 3 families. If you buy it yourself and you freeze it, I don't know how long it would take us to eat that much chicken, and no matter how well I seal it, it's gonna get freezer burn. Anyway, the point is, coupons are great if it's on items you ordinarily buy and consume. If it's on stuff like, there's always candy bar coupons and there's always deodorant. How much deodorant do you go through? Like, I know we have a backup for our current one for both my husband and for myself, but beyond that, I don't really need it, and because I don't have a place to store it. So yeah, anyway, couponing. But yeah, this was on sale. I can get derailed very easily. That I share what's on my mind. It's unfiltered, it's unscripted. So this is the matzo ball Manischewitz mix. So let me show you what it is. It has the content for 2 mixes. One is for the matzo balls themselves. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. And the other one is for the soup. So what you need is 2 eggs, vegetable oil, water, and a pot and a bowl. So essentially, it's like the layman's version of matzo ball soup, and I know it's not from scratch, but it is kosher, or it's kosher for Passover and year-round. So there's 2 packages in there, and that's it. So I think maybe I'll do that, even if it's just as a starter, because the leftovers I'll just have probably the following day. So, and that's not going to be enough to be a full dinner meal, so I'll have to check the freezer to see what I have. Maybe I'll thaw out some chicken pieces that I have and just add them to the soup, make it a little heartier. But again, as a courtesy, not as a short order cook kind of situation, I check with Paulie to see what he's in the mood for. I throw out my suggestions, he throws out his suggestions, we try to meet in the middle. Often we agree on the same thing. Last night he was a little hesitant when I told him cheesy grits with shrimp, but he devoured it and said it was delicious, added to the rotation. And I always take note of that. And I appreciate his candor, because when I made the risotto, he did not like it and asked me not to make it again, or at least not to serve it to him again, which is fine. So, and it's okay, because risotto is more of a time-consuming dish. If I don't need to make it at home, I'll just be on my mental list of order out when we go to, a nice restaurant where I know I enjoy the risotto. Like, there's a place I know that we go to occasionally that has a fabulous seafood risotto. I'll just get it from them, let them make it, so I don't have to make it. And why would I make a huge batch of risotto when he doesn't enjoy it? So yeah, matzo ball soup mix. I know I'm not being a very good Passover girl, but I can't make everything from scratch. I think macaroons hopefully absolve me from the rest of the requirements. They don't, I know, it's terrible, but sometimes it's life, you have to make your choices. So I don't have a meeting until 1, which means I can get a lot of work done this morning. I've already mixed the chicken's food, and I think at some point I'll just put away the dishes and get that done. Maybe give you a sneaky peeky at the chicks. They're doing really well. They're really happy, and it turns out that the buff one is growing at an alarming rate, or she's growing noticeably faster than the other ones. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you up to date, at least try to give you a sneak peek at them. every day. So yeah, okay. And I hear a dog snoring behind me, so Moses has made himself comfy right behind the wheel of my chair, office chair. All right, I'll see you in a bit. If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw this, but I was cleaning out some of the raised beds, and I found a carrot. It wintered over. It's perfectly fine. There's a little bit of a dirt path. There might be a worm in there. I don't know. It might look like dirt. But yeah, that's a chunky little carrot. And the size of it makes me think that it didn't grow long enough because I need to till that particular bed. It's the root system just ended here. Like you would think it would be a much longer carrot. Unless it was one of those chubby carrots, I don't know. I don't know what Polly planted in that last one. He got a little carrot crazy. So I did do a little bit more cleanup outside. The raised beds right now are in full sun, so it's nice and warm out there. So I did that, brought the gallon jug of water out to the girls, got 2 brown eggs, which I've washed and put away. So yeah, and Polly might be home in time to go grab some Indian food for lunch. Well, I think we have a free lunch coming, so that means we only need to pay for one, which is a great deal. It's like a buy one, get one, but from our frequent lunch program, which we haven't been in a few weeks, but prior to that we hadn't been all year, so we'll see if he gets out of work early enough. But I am going to need a little bit of a snack until he gets home in another hour and a half or so. So hopefully, because I could really use some garlic naan right now, that would be lovely. You know you're anal retentive when you use your ATG gun to double stick your insurance card, which comes folded that you print out. Yeah. And I figure I might as well get this done and pop them in each card before I forget. I was supposed to put them in 2 weeks ago. And I know Polly reminded me, and I printed them, and they've been sitting on my desk. So, yeah. There's another benefit to cleaning your desk off. So, yeah. So I've got mine and Polly's. So when he gets home, I will put one in my car, because he has my car, and make sure he puts his in his car. And as a double check, I have another set of these in my Filofax, which I use as my wallet. So, yeah, double sharp. You never know when you need to use it, and when you need it and you don't find it, it's embarrassing, because some places you can get a fine for not having your current insurance card. They're not just going to take your word for it. And I don't have an app. I don't think Amica even has an app for that, but I can certainly check. And even if they have an app, I doubt that my sad neglected Windows phone has apps for it. Dunkin' Donuts now offers an app and all sorts of deals if you have an app, but they don't have a Windows version. They only have a iPhone and Android, and my phone is a Windows phone. Why you guys neglect us? Don't neglect the Windows. Sad, but true. Alright, I thought I'd share my quick little glimpse into my anal retentiveness, so yeah. So hubby came home early. We went to lunch to have Indian food to the same place I've taken you to before, which is the little snippets you saw just before this. I have to say though, as much as we enjoy the food, I think we definitely need to space out the experience much further apart. We were there several weeks ago. I think I lost track. I know this is the second time we've been there this year, and it's mid-April, so... Oh, and look, he came home with this for me, which I honestly am not opening yet, because... Well, I'll explain in a sec. So, I love Indian... Polly loves Indian food. You could probably hear my stomach growling. The restaurant has a lunch buffet, so when you sit down, you get the tandoori chicken and naan. The last time we were there, I think the time before, so 2 visits ago, we saw someone order garlic naan, which is really quite tasty. So the last time we were there, a few weeks ago, Paulie said, can we get garlic naan? And our server said, sure, no problem, and he came out with a basket of garlic naan. Didn't even think twice about it. And I think we got 2 orders, because it's all you can eat, and I honestly go for the naan. I don't think I even had chicken. I didn't have chicken today. I don't remember if I even had chicken last time either. Anyway, so we didn't think twice about ordering it today, and the server said, sure, no problem. Or I don't even know if he acknowledged it. He said yes or something like that, and brought out a basket of naan, which I didn't get a picture of. I think I got a still, so my blog will have some stills because I kind of want to get this off my chest. And it's delicious, really enjoyable, fresh, right out of the tandoor oven. When we asked a different waiter to reorder, he said that'll be $3.50. And we both kind of looked at each other, and Paulie asked, I thought that the naan and the tandoori chicken were part of the buffet cost, because you get the sides off the buffet, whichever ones you want. There's salads and a couple different kinds of curries, all sorts of vegetable dishes. Today they had tempura vegetables, which were really good. And he said yes, but not the garlic naan. Regular plain naan is part of the buffet. And I said, and at which Paulie replied, shouldn't someone have told us that when we placed the first order, not the second one? He said, well, you're going to get charged $3.50 per order of naan. We would not have an issue to pay the $3.50 had we been told that it was $3.50. It's not the money, it's the principle. So, and of course, I don't know if this is true of a lot of wait staff, or if it's just this particular wait staff. It just so happened that the manager, and I'm not sure if he's the owner, but I know at least at minimum he's the manager, was not on premises today. And when we asked the waiter why we weren't told the first order of naan that we placed that it was going to be an additional charge, he said, I don't know, and walked away. And my gut feeling is he's just not comfortable with confrontation and didn't really have an answer. It would have been the professional thing to do, was to say, well, since you didn't know, the first order will be on us, but if you want to place another one, it'll be $3.50, which was perfectly fine by us. We're not expecting to get anything for free, but we also don't expect to be suddenly charged for something we assumed was part of the cost of the buffet, when it had been in the past just a few weeks ago. So because I couldn't talk to a manager, when the bill came, it just so happened that we are part of the frequent lunch program, and I think I had shown it last time we went. So each one of us have a card, and one was filled up today, so we got one lunch for free, and then the other one got stamped today. So the next time we choose to go, if we go anytime soon, it will be free, because it's X number, and then you get you fill up the card and you get the next one free. So he stamped our cards, returned with the itemized invoice, the receipt, and it showed that there was a free lunch buffet, which was it showed the cost that was free. One, a regular price buffet, which showed the cost. Showed the 2 naans, which was $7, and then it showed free naan $3.50 credit. And I couldn't quite understand what it was, so Paulie said, well, let me ask the question. So when he asked the same waiter the question that had come around with the second order of garlic naan, he had no answers for us. Like, he literally, as Paulie was asking him a question, he turned around and walked away, which is really rude. If you don't have an answer, just say, I'm sorry, I don't have an answer. Please talk to the manager when he comes in. So when I asked, do you know when the manager will be in? He said, I don't know. He said, just call back. Okay, so I took a card. I have their number. I'll call tonight, see if the manager's going to be there. I just have a feeling that this guy just did not know what to say. I don't think he speaks English. English is definitely his second language, but I don't think he speaks it fluently, and I think maybe he just, it's a combination of, you know, not being comfortable with confrontation. It made for the entire experience to be kind of unpleasant, even though the food was good. Well, you know how sometimes you can have an experience that's kind of, you know, awkward and a little upsetting? My stomach has been churning since we left. Like, upset stomach. And same thing with Polly, too. So, yucky. It's not, I mean, we enjoyed the food, but my stomach's not loving me right now. So that's why my Reese's dark chocolate is still intact and probably will be. As a matter of fact, I think I might just put it in the refrigerator, because it's getting warmer outside today. So Polly went to go run an errand, and then he's going to pick up some shavings so I can clean out the coop today, because I don't have enough shavings left to empty out the coop and refill it with fresh shavings. And I think the girls will appreciate it, because they're like, hey, clean our cage already. Well, you know, I had mentioned that we had extra layers of shaving in there on purpose so they don't get drafts. And some people actually, I think a lot of people, do the deep, is it the deep method, where they just put layers and layers and then only clean the coop out twice a year. I usually clean it out during the summer, I clean it out pretty much every week. So we do go through a lot of shavings, but hopefully that will be different once they have a larger outdoor space. It'll be easier for us to manage, and with this many chickens, we'll see. So yeah, I had to get that off my chest, because, you know, when something's bothering you, if you can't talk about it, can't get it out of your system, it just festers. So I didn't want it to fester. I want to be able to move on, and I am moving on. So although my tummy is upset, you know, the naan was delicious. It was, I mean, I did take a picture of it. I don't think I've posted it yet. But so yeah, that's what happened for lunch. Oh, excuse me. I could have used a nice nap after lunch, but I can't because I'm working. See, peak work. So yeah, after work, so hopefully Polly will be home shortly, and he can leave the shavings outside of the garage, and I can get that all taken care of while he goes upstairs and takes a nap. He said not to worry about dinner, because I think both of us, our stomachs are upset, so I don't even want to think about dinner for now. So I think what I am going to do is make myself a nice big seltzer, cross a few more things off my to-do list, which I did add to call the restaurant. Oh, and I have to research some American Doll clothing patterns, because I think that might be a nice surprise for Amanda, to make like maybe a shirt or a dress with either her name or her doll's name on it. And I did a little bit of research when we came back from lunch, while I had a few more minutes before having to log back into work. And there are lots of 18-inch doll, you know, American Girl size patterns available. So, excuse me. Oh my gosh. So maybe this will be my gateway into sewing, because to be honest, I should just be sewing my own clothes. I'm always complaining about how sleeves are too short, pants are too short, and I mean, really, how difficult can it be to make a little doll dress? So if I can teach myself how to, you know, read the pattern correctly and cut the fabric and all that, which obviously I'll do some research, that will be my little gateway. And if I can get Amanda involved as well, I think that might be a nice fun activity for us to do together. So I'm gonna stop talking, so I have a few minutes left for the rest of the day, since I've been gabbing so much today. And for those of you who don't like my gabbing, you can fast forward, or you could just come back tomorrow. I don't mind. Alright, I'm gonna go finish up a few things, and then I'll be back depending on what goes on later on in the day. Since it was such a long vlog today, I'm just gonna give you the chickies for finale. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up. It's free for you and it helps me out. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everyone.